Hey everyone, it's Brian at Pray Trade Repeat on TikTok. Brian Kelty is my YouTube. You found it here. Today is Tuesday, October 28th. It's 10 a.m. and it's 10 a.m. on Tuesday, October 28th. We had a bunch of filings yesterday, and I'm going to break those down. Let's see. So what we're looking at here is the day chart, right? And this is, and has been, right? Pretty. So this is the day chart. Let me try to break this up for you guys. So this is what it looks like. This day chart starts on the big day on July 24th when the stock went to $1.66. I show you guys this all the time. It's what I'm basing everything on. It's a swing trader's dream. If you haven't invested in Inconex Healthcare, IXHL, you should be buying 100 shares a day every day, or DCA right now, in my opinion. Not financial advice, never financial advice here on my channel. But it's very exciting time for IXHL. If you're an investor, whether you bought at the top or you're buying now at the bottom. For me, the bottom was like, I think one day I bought shares at 13 cents in after hours in a flush in May. So, you know, the bottom's different for everyone. The top is different for everyone. Again, it's Tuesday, October 28th, and we have some new filings, and I'm going to try to break that down for everyone in this video today. So if you can, do the whole like, subscribe thing. It's going to help me now. I finally started monetizing on YouTube. And listen, I don't make any money off of any of this, off of TikTok videos, off of charting, off of Twitter, off of any of the research I do at all. And I'm not trying to make money off of anyone here, but it is a little bit helpful when I spend hours of my day. If I can make a few dollars, you know, TikTok pays like $300 for every million views. I'll probably never get a million views. So if you can, like, subscribe, do all the stuff that the rest of everyone else says. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we are, for the, you know, we're kind of stuck here. So you see this day trend line, it's $1.66. It moves down here to, and now here's where I'm going to make it big again so we can see this trend. So everyone's clear, right? This is July 24th. The stock had that big pop to $1.66. Then we went, then we saw some what looks like dilution. Whenever you see a waterfall like that, that's dilution. And then we saw what happened on August 26th, which was the general anxiety drug. That's what this cross is right here. The general anxiety drug phase 2 results came out, and no one expected it. We had a nice pop again, all the way up to 92 cents that day, before doing the same exact thing and dumping millions of shares, and the stock went down again, right? Then we see another month later. So these are every month you're seeing. Then we see another month later, we get Tuesday, September 25th. I'm not sure what happened that day. That one was kind of strange. It just out of nowhere just went from, what is this? Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys. You guys don't know all this stuff. You know the history of the stock. So right now we're looking at, last Friday would have been another month where we expected a big move, you know, through the day trend line. So I've been moving this day trend line, and everybody else, I'm sure, has, any other swing trader has. And we're watching accumulation and coiling. Today we're looking at the stock. It's at 34.5 cents. And if you're wondering why the stock's not moving at all, and you're really bored and you don't understand it, well, I'm going to break that down for you now, in my humble opinion. So here, as you can see, I'm going to make it as big as I can for you. And we're going to try to focus only on today's candle, which is this one, Tuesday, the 28th of October, 2025. I'm going to open this up, and you can see today's candle. And what's happening again, we've done it a few times in the last 2 weeks. What's happening again is this is trying to break through and close outside of this trend line. So in order for that to do it, we need to get up to like 36 cents, a little bit above 36 cents. But this is not going to move this candle for the day. So that means that the body of the candle would need to get up here at 36 cents to break above and close this day trend line. And you're wondering, okay, well, yeah, everyone's wondering the same thing. Why is this stock continuing to trade like this right now? It's obviously trading sideways, right? All these days, look at these days. So we've been between 34 and 40 cents since the 9th of October, basically, or maybe 10th, right? And this is where we're at here. Okay, let's get into the discussion of the filings yesterday. If you guys are new to trading, you don't understand filings and how they come out, I have a cheat sheet for you, but let's get right into my notes, and they're right here. So what hit Edgar, which is the SEC filing website, on Monday, October 27th, which was yesterday? There were 3 filings. So we had the Form 10K, but this is an audited annual report for the year that ended June 30th, 2025. It contains the financial statements and the footnotes. ARS, this is the annual report to shareholders. That's what an ARS is. Think of it as a packaged version of the same year-end numbers. It's the same thing we got on September 29th, but it's a more packaged, formal version. The equity roll forward and cash flow details in it match the 10K. So they all match. The DEF 14A, this is a definitive proxy statement for the 2025 annual meeting. It tells you what you are being asked to vote on and when the meeting is. What are we going to vote on in the proxy meeting? Only 2 proposals are on the card. Elect 2 Class 2 directors for 3-year terms that end in 2028. We're going to ratify Grant Thornton as the auditor for that year that will end June 30, 2026. There is no proposal to increase authorized shares. There is no reverse split proposal. There is no share count or option pool expansion proposal in this proxy. The proxy also says the board knows of no other business at the meeting. All very good stuff. Let's see. The meeting details. Obviously, it's a Thursday, December 18th, 2025, 10 a.m. Gulf Standard Time. I've got to figure out what that is. It's a hybrid format. It's in the Dubai location plus webcast at the link in the proxy. The money math from the 10K year. Cash and cash equivalents at the end of the year of June 30th equal $15.039 million. Prior year was $5.8 million. How cash moved during the year. Operating cash flow, negative $12.5 million. That's the burn rate to run the business. It includes the add backs and working capital swings listed in the footnote. Investing cash flow, negative $8,000, so it's minimal. Financing cash flow, positive $21 million. Key lines, gross proceeds from share issuance, $48.343 million. The share issuance cost paid in cash, $0.747 million. Net activity on debt and a facility, small plus and minus items. Repayment of convertible debt, $3.795 million. A large non-cash item called cancellation of warrants, $24.7 million. That does not bring in or take out cash. It affects equity and liabilities only. Reconciliation that ties out. Beginning cash was $5.85 million plus net increase of $8.875 million equals ending cash of $15 million. The statement shows that those exact figures. Share count activity during the year. New shares were issued during the year. Let me try to minimize this so we can watch the charts as well. Watch the other chart. Well, whoops, I didn't need to do that. Let's take a look. So, ding. Yeah, we want to watch this chart as well. So, what was I saying? Let's move it over here. Okay, yeah, let's move it there. Okay, how cash moved during the year. The operating cash flow right now is 0.3460, guys. It's going to keep trading this way because this is what this is an indecision, basically an indecision candle. It's indecisive. The market wants to know what's going to happen in the 10Q. That's basically what I'm getting at. That's the long and short version of the video. But here we go. How cash moved during the year. Operating cash flow was negative 12 million. That's the burn rate. Burn to the business. It includes the add backs, working capital swings listed in the footnote. Investing cash flow, negative 8,000 minimal. We talked about this. Reconciliation, new shares. Okay. This is important. Share count activity during the year. New shares issued during the year, 176,673,037. Capital credited to equity for the year, $48 million. Equity issuance cost in equity, 2.27 million. These are in the ARS equity roll forward. Bottom line on the year, the company raised about 48 million in gross equity proceeds during the year. It burned about 12.5 million in operations. It ended the year with 15 million in cash. Not bad. About the 29 million market value in the 10K cover. The 10K uses a standard SEC line called aggregate market value of non-affiliates. It's measured at the end of the company's second fiscal quarter. Here, that reference point is late December 2024. That line can look stale next to a report that covers a later period. That's normal for 10K covers. It doesn't mean the market cap on the filing date was 29 million. It's a historical reference point the SEC requires. The core financials in the 10K are still for the year that ended June 30th, 2025. Where did the 73 million cash claim come from? The filings do not show $73 million of cash at any balance sheet date. The audited balance sheet says 15 million cash at June 30th, 2025 and 5 million at June 30th, 2024. The cash flow statement shows 48 million gross equity proceeds at the end of the year and explains that how that flows through to 15 million ending cash after spending on operations and debt items. There's also a 24.7 million warrant cashation that's non-cash. That big non-cash line can fool people who skim and add it to cash. You cannot add it to cash. It's not cash. If someone's quoting 73 million, they're either mixing gross proceeds with cash on hand, double counting non-cash items like warrants, fair values, or pulling a number from a different source that's not in these filings. What these filings are for and what to expect next. The 10K and ARS finish the fiscal year through June 30th, 2025. They lock in audited numbers and the cash position at that date. And also, this can be so confusing. And just FYI, we were all yelling 73 million in cash, 73 million in cash. And what I think it also means is at the time, the market cap was double what it is now. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. There was some part of that equity that was considered because of the share price at 65 cents at the time when they did that at the original 10K. The DEF 14A calls the annual meeting and asks for your vote on directors and the auditor. No dilution items are on this ballot. The next dated catalyst in these documents is the annual meeting on December 18th, 2025. A Form 10Q for the quarter after June 30th is a separate filing on its own calendar. This is very important. So I don't know, for me, what I read from this is that we're going to get a 10Q before November 14th. Or they're going to have to file and say why they're not giving us a quarterly report. And that quarterly report would be for the first quarter of the year from July 1st until September 30th. 36912, right? A Form 10Q for the quarter after June 30th is a separate filing on its own calendar. None of these three filings you uploaded sets a new earnings date. Right. Okay. So none of the three filings from yesterday sets a new earnings date. Plain English takeaways. Monday was a clean paperwork. One audited year end, one glossy annual, and one proxy. No share authorization increase in this proxy. No reverse split on this ballot. Cash at the year end was 15 million. The year end being June 30th. The end of the fiscal year is June 30th, okay? The company raised about $48 million during the year and spent about $12.5 million running the business. There you go. Those are very important numbers. The company raised about $48 million during the year and spent about $12.5 million running the business. The $29 million line on the cover ties to last December by rule. It's a reference point, not a current market cap. The $73 million cash claim is not in these filings. The numbers here reconcile to $15 million cash at the end of the year with full detail. Okay, so all of that said, what I'd like to talk about now is fiscal years. Let me close this notes, close notes, quit notes. What I'd like to talk about is, there's a lot of chatter, and this is what I seek to do, in my humble opinion, whatever I can do to get the most facts for everyone so that we have the right narrative. I see a lot of the narrative from yesterday on different forums stating that, oh, there was no new dilution. There was no new dilution. And remember, 10K means annual. K is annual, Q is quarterly. So these reports from yesterday were formal reports of the informal September 29th 10K, and the annual report to shareholders. Basically, it's a formal audited, formal audited version of the 10K. And that is, on file with the Edgar SEC, with all the rest of the filings, and that goes to June 30th. There's been 4 months since then. 4. So more than one quarter has occurred since then. We've had July, August, and September. That's quarter one. July, August, September. So quarter one, we're looking for the 10Q, which is a quarterly report, which will report what happened in July, August, and September. Now, when everyone says, you see, there was no new dilution, let me bring you back and show you August 26th. This is the day chart, and this is August 26th. As you can see, on August 26th, what do we have here? A massive red candle. Okay? So we had that rise to about 92 cents, and then a giant red candle. That's dilution, which means that that's the company raising a lot of money. Not a little bit of money, a lot of money. Not as much money as they raised here in this giant red candle, but this is the company making millions of dollars. Making millions of dollars. Most likely over here, what is this? September 29th, again, making millions of dollars. This is what everybody should understand about this stock. Since May, the company releases 8Ks, which are material information updates. And upon releasing information, they dump millions of shares and make millions of dollars. They dump millions of shares and make millions of dollars. Then they do this until the $100 million capacity is complete. So the big question is the $100 million at the market capacity complete? For anyone who's new, if you don't understand why I'm asking that question or why we want to ask that question, is because what we want is, you want a material update or the 10Q, which is coming. One of the two things is coming next. A material update from the company on progress on any of the 3 drugs, FDA approvals, fast tracking, phase 3, etc. Any kind of corporate updates like this, like some of the things we got yesterday, and then the 10Q, which is as late as November 14th. Today is Tuesday, October 28th. November 14th is like, what is it, 10 days from now? No, it's not. It's got to be at least 14. It's 17 days from now. Probably 3 weeks, 15 trading days. I believe I don't know what day it is. Anyway, so that's the latest. Historically, this company likes to release information when you least expect it. And the exciting part about being an investor in Connect Healthcare is that they have three really big drugs addressing $56 billion in addressable markets. They have a rheumatoid arthritis drug. They have the lead candidate, the IXHL 42X, which is the obstructive sleep apnea drug, and its most powerful candidate, which is we talked about the other day, has the there's a lot of language we talked about the other day. I wish I could pull those notes up right now. And I just got to find them. Where did I put them? Anyway, I posted them before. I don't want to pull up my personal information in my email where I emailed it to myself right now. But basically, it was the due diligence that was provided by the Korean investor. If you want to break it down, this is all you have to do. If you want to learn more of the manufacturing and the commercialization statistics and kind of, where the company's at with that stuff, I can go into it. I've already gone into it in my last live video. I think it was the live video. It was the last video I made. However, if you want to get the right from the horse's mouth, go onto the Reddit InConnects Healthcare subreddit. There's a post and it's all Korean. I wish I could give credit to the person. I don't know who it is, but take all of it, copy it, and put it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you an instant translation, and it's extremely uplifting and maximizes my conviction on the stock. So anyway, so we'll wrap it up with that. I just wanted to kind of get these get what happened yesterday out of the way and let everyone know, in my humble opinion, what's happening, and try to get the correct narrative for everyone in terms of whether or not we have more money. So the bottom line I'm getting at, and I'm always interested in with the amount of shares that I have, is how much money does the company have, right? So, anything that I said today could be wrong, could be incorrect, could be slightly off, could be way off. I do the best I can to create factual evidence, disseminating SEC documents, and you can do that by going to Edgar landing page. There it is. Here's all the documents. October 27th, annual report to security holders. Additional definitive proxy soliciting materials. We also got the invites. You got an email inviting you to the meeting. October 27th, other definitive proxy statements. So this is not easy to disseminate, right? This is why they call us dumb money. One of the reasons why they call us dumb money, because it's like so cryptic. So the good news is that we have artificial intelligence. It can help us disseminate this stuff and try to figure out where our power is. And what I mean by that is knowledge is power. We need to know how much cash we have on hand, how much runway we have. As far as I'm concerned, from what I understand, there's only $15 million now. Maybe they spent a lot of it moving to Dubai, doing this. They have clinical trials for 3 different drugs. They have FDA approvals. They have lawyers. They have, so many things that cost millions and millions of dollars, and big salaries, and doctors. And so, of course, they spend a lot of money. The good news is it says that the 15 million will get us through the next 3 quarters. That's what we have on hand. That's what it says, right? Because again, July, August, September, we have zero information. So all we can do is speculate. And in my humble opinion, I want to help you all. I'm going to speculate that they also raised money in July, on July 24th, right? So remember, the fiscal year ends June 30th. What is this, guys? July 24th, $1.66. What is this? This is a cascade or a waterfall. Ask ChatGPT, ask AI, ask any trader what this means. This is dilution. So that was July. So they made money here. We don't have those numbers. They made money here. We don't have those numbers. They made money here. We don't have those numbers. So I'm going to say that we have a lot of cash. We have millions and millions of dollars. But to be clear, to be really clear, please try to understand this. The 10K and everything that came out yesterday on Monday, October 27th on Edgar, all of these files, none of this is reporting any of that at the market equity raises. This is all to June 30th. June 30th. So if you take anything from this video today, understand, without proof, you got it right. There's no filing because we don't have a 10Q yet. We don't have the quarterly filing. We have a lot of money. A lot of money. This is why the stock is stuck here. Because until we get the 10Q, it's going to trade at or just about this trend line, right? Because this is an indecision. These are indecision candles, right? I believe it will break and make a big move soon. I doubt it's gonna. I used to think that it would go all the way down to 17 cents. As we can see, this is for the week. The stock traded the lowest at 33.28, 33 cents. It's probably, I've always said, I said months ago that 33/34 cents was the floor. I've also said in the past that 38 cents was the floor. You can't really know. But what we do, what the chart looks like is that tons of accumulation. It's been accumulating, and we've been raising millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I'll say this and shut up. It's Tuesday, October 28th. It's 10:27 a.m. The stock's trading at just under 35 cents, and it's coiling, and it's a swing trader's dream. If you haven't taken a position in this stock, this is a rheumatoid arthritis drug, a obstructive sleep apnea drug, and a general anxiety drug. $58 billion in addressable markets, disrupting the healthcare industry. It basically knocking down the doors of Eli Lilly, ResMed, Jazz, Novo Nordisk, and basically a lion at their door, while Joel humbly presents the company and raises hundreds of millions of dollars, in my opinion. So that's where we stand with the stock, and I wish everyone the best. I hope this helps anyone. As always, my opinion is just my opinion, and it's never financial advice. But in my opinion, all of this money that is between these blue lines, this big waterfall, and this big waterfall, and this big waterfall, we don't even have any documentation of it yet. It's coming in the 10Q in November. So in November, that's the latest we're going to explode. And the reason why, you say, Brian, but they're probably just going to do it again. In my humble opinion, the $100 million at the market capacity was used here, and it's over. That's why we're not getting fluffy material updates, because they have no point in releasing any fluff, because they can't raise money off of it. November 14th, the latest, we're going to see a filing that tells us that this company has a lot of money. I'm talking a lot of money. Enough money probably for a 5-year runway. In the meantime, we may or may not get a material update or an investigational new drug approval for FDA phase 2 for rheumatoid arthritis. We might get a phase 3 commencement confirmation, which we already know it's in phase 3, right? We learned all this the other day. I could go on and on and on. I love this stock. I'm not day trading or trading any other stock as you guys know. I want to thank everyone that supports my work that I do on IXHL. I really enjoy it. I enjoy talking to all of you guys when I do lives, and I wish you all the best. It's Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. I'm going to upload this video now. Please like, subscribe, and share it with people to get the right narratives out, to help people that don't understand yet, that are new at investing, how the SEC files work. And let's just get the right narrative out and understand that the Easter egg or the big surprise or the Christmas present is the 10Q. Thanks, everyone. Till next time. This is Brian Kelty on YouTube, Pray Trade Repeat on TikTok, and my name, Brian Kelty, on Twitter. Thanks. Have a great day. Let's see if it worked.